Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. And today first I'm Pepper.
I'm Zach.
This is why I do not welcome you to the channel. So she usually does it.
And I'm
Or
Mac.
Zach. And today we are giving you our top 10, that many, games of all time. This is the final part in a series that we've been doing, our top 50 games of all time.
Yep.
Well, actually, probably not our final part in this series. We'll probably be doing a giveaway reveal after this. And
Yes.
that is for a three-way crossover game of ours, which has already occurred, and that is King Domino. Or your choice of King Domino Origins, or Queen Domino. So any of those, and possibly even more games if you go and watch those other videos.
Plug.
And check out what other things we may have talked about for this giveaway.
Yes, and we'll probably have another video just explaining the giveaway
Yes.
as well. So check those out.
It's getting complicated at
And
this point, so
We
we
let's just say-
promised a lot of things.
Yeah, let's just say subscribing right now is the best chance for any of those additional things to happen.
Yes.
And telling about 100 friends apiece that they also need to subscribe.
There you go.
Nice.
Yes. So, I'm just gonna say half of my games in the top 10 were here last year.
I'm going to say only 4 of mine were in the top 10 last year.
Well, yeah, half of them were in the last list.
That is true. Mac's still counting how many.
7 of them were on my list. Whether or not they were in the top 10, I am uncertain of. at
Ooh, she got
this
3
moment.
brand new games. Oh boy, that is going to be a fun thing.
Lead us off, Zach.
So my number 10 is one that was not on the list last year.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, it looks like the last one that was not on my list last year, and it is a crossover. And we got expansions to this game. Is Champions of Midgard.
Wow.
Yeah, I really love the splitting of the dice in this game. Putting them to the different areas. I think the first time I played this, playing it safe. I think the first couple of times
Yeah.
played it too safe, like, oh, I'm going to make sure I kill this, make sure. But now it's just playing fast and loose with these. And like, oh, I'm just going to put one die there. I have a 1/6 chance of it hitting what I need it to do. But I've also got some of those horns or whatever to re-roll. But this
And
one,
it works out every time.
It works out every time.
Hashtag blessed by Odin.
But no, with the expansion, without the expansions, I don't think it'd be this high. But with them, just not only the new different types of warriors or whatever, archers, whatever they're called, and also your leader, because we got both the expansions. I don't remember what comes in what exactly.
Yeah. I think
but
the
then
one
there's
kinda
also
adds a mountain board with additional people to fight, and the other one adds those tokens for...
yeah, the Valhalla type tokens, where even if you lose dice now, you get these tokens which you can spend. So it's kind of a good thing to kill them as well,
Yeah.
which I really like that they added that in the game.
Yeah.
So
And you
get
I
something
mean,
out of it.
It's not just like you get a little thing. You can use those tokens to buy like huge point cards for huge scoring conditions, which are just so epic.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great game. Yeah, definitely check it out if you want to look for a worker placement. It feels like an old school worker placement game, but then it's got that dice piece to it that
Wait, what
just makes it really
What was your
fun.
11? Was your 11 Scythia?
yes.
Raiders of Scythia. So kind of a... I mean, it'd be a little closer in theme if it was Raiders of the North Sea, but the Vikings.
Right.
But
That's true. That Vikings
Kinda-
theme gets to me apparently.
yeah.
Nice.
But
Yeah, I was wondering where this would be on your list. It was on my list, and I think if I played it more, it could definitely be in top 10 as well.
yeah.
But it already appeared on my list, so it is not in my top 10. But my number 10 was once my number 1 game. It is a classic. It was my first favorite game, and that is Carcassonne. Still love it. Love playing it in person. Love playing it on the app. Love exploring the expansions. Love sneaking into people's castles. Love getting those abbots, those scoring 8 points, completing the what is it? Monastery.
Monastery.
Completing the monastery for 9 points. So satisfying. Completing the city, sneaking into a field. Lots of sneaking.
It's a very
get the hood on.
sneaky game.
But yeah, still continues to just win my heart every time I play it.
Yeah, it's a solid game. It's one of our. Feels like we've had it forever. It's just a solid tile placement game with a lot of. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot to it. Like not a lot that you have to do, but a lot of ways you can approach it and try to sneak in and get some more points here, get some more points there. One of those games where you're just getting chunks and chunks of points.
Yes, can be a pretty high
If you're
scoring
good
game.
at it. If you're good at it.
You get all the chunks of points all the time.
Just because you let me have my enormous castles.
I will say I play a little bit differently when I'm playing you versus Pepper.
Well, thank you.
Like hockey, shake the gloves off. It's time to fight when he battles me.
That's about right.
You do not want to be at the table with these two. We got a 10 and the 50.
The worst
They
part.
really shouldn't have put us in the same game at the Nacho Average tournament.
Right. And the worst part is, well, not the worst part. The thing is, there's probably people out there that are even way more cutthroat than we
Yeah.
are. And they know every tile that's in the bag.
Yeah.
I don't know it that well. Pepper
Yeah.
probably does.
I am not one of them. So, all right, my number 10 was number 6 last year. It's a great game. I love this one. It's probably one of our OGs. It's just really fun. It's kind of simple, but I just have fun with it, and it's always a nice puzzle. No matter how many times I play this, they can come out in multiple different ways, and so you're always kind of building your pathway different, and that is Karuba. And so this is a game where you are trying to get your people to the temples, but you're working on a grid system, and then tiles are drawn out randomly, and using those tiles you have to connect a pathway to some of those temples to get a high point, and as quickly as you can to get higher point trophies or artifacts. So just kind of an OG simple game, but it's one that I just really enjoy bringing to the table. Especially with new gamers and stuff, I feel like it's really approachable, but at the same time too, it's just fun to work out that puzzle. So
Yeah, that is definitely a great one to introduce to new gamers.
Yes.
Yeah, even though the first time you played it, you might have cheated, Mackie.
I might have
You were
cheated.
running along the path, grabbing the diamonds and the gold as you ran past.
I think you had to stop. They're laying right out there. Why would you have to stop?
That is true.
Yeah.
Apparently they're all hidden, so you got to stop, look around for a little bit. Stop. Wait a minute.
Yeah, does Indiana Jones stop and pick up his hat?
Exactly.
No, he grabs it on the way.
It's about as close
Exactly.
as I want to be to an Indiana Jones situation. So
That is a solid pick. Then we get into another solid pick, which is my pick of number 9, and it was number 12 last year. This was one that I tried to convince you guys that was not on my list, and I don't think you bought it for a second. And that is It's a Wonderful World.
I bought it.
Okay. Would you have bought that it wasn't on my list this
That's
time?
what I'm saying. Oh no, I wouldn't have.
No, this one is just pure engine building, and it's so clean. The actual engine building part itself, I don't know if I've played Furnace enough. I really like Furnace 2, which I think we'd compare those to the most of the games that we've played and we have. I think the engine building portion of it is still, I think, better than what is in Furnace. But they're both. I like them both.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just so clean. You have cards, and they're laid out really well as to this is what it costs to actually build this card, so it starts producing for you. And it's got what it can produce if it's built on the bottom. And it's got if you trash this card, what you get. It's just a very clean card structure on all of them. It's never, I mean, once you've played it a couple times, it's not like there's really, I can't think of any reason why you're looking in the rule book for, oh, what does this mean or whatever. Yeah. It's all very clear, which makes it even better. It makes it so quick because it's all, it's a card drafting. Cards are going around the table, so it's all simultaneous. So it keeps it quick even with more players. I think this one scales really well for all the player counts,
Yeah.
and with the expansion now that we have, that adds some more interesting cards where
Yeah.
there's before there were just kind of cards that scored based on like one color. Now there's like
yeah.
combo ones and some higher point ones that cost a lot to build, but can be worth a lot of points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And just some of the productions as well are kind of larger than other ones, but it may have a negative production of something else. So yeah,
I've yet to build one of those cards.
I did build some last time, so that's why I never was able to do any gray, and that came back to cost me.
That was rough.
But yeah, no, I love the game. It's a wonderful, wonderful game.
Gotta say it. Gotta say it. Well, my number 9 is maybe another cheat. Okay, it's not really a cheat. It's
Is it 9 games?
probably could be if we own them all.
Oh God.
Because there are 3 legacy versions of this game.
Mm.
There's a few smaller versions. There's the original. There's a couple others. So we probably could have 9, and that is Pandemic. Which I didn't like separate the legacy or the base game Pandemic. If I had to choose one, it would be base game, just because legacy is legacy. But I've been enjoying that quite a bit. So I definitely have to get back to that sometime soon. But even base game Pandemic would make this list, I would say. And I just love every turn is a puzzle in how to get this person to that person to give them a card, or this person to this place in the fewest moves possible to cure the disease over there, or all the things that you had to do, build a station. It's just, I love setting up the game, flipping those cards and infecting those cities on the map initially to see what I have to cure, not because I like to see disease spreading. But then when it just really sets up city after city right next to each other, hot zones, it's like, oh my gosh, I might lose in a single turn. But yeah, it's just so good, so good.
Nice.
I agree. This was one I think before, like within the last year or so, where it came around a little more on the cooperative games. It wasn't really there for me, but yeah, since we've played a few more, it's definitely risen for me in Pandemic, and that's why Pandemic Legacy Season 1 was my 49. So it's only 40 spots higher than yours.
Funny. Well, my number 9 is not Pandemic.
What?
What? I know. Shocking.
Is it A Wonderful World?
Mine was, so this game was number 8 last year, so it's just went one more game up here this time. It's a great game. I love it. It's best at more players, I think, but it's one of those that I'll play it, you know, you want to play it, we'll play it, because I love it. And it's cute, and it's fun, and it's card driven, and there's little soy sauce.
Funny Kingdom again?
There's little soy sauce, player markers, and that is Sushi Go Party. I didn't realize you liked this one this much. So I was
Oh, I love it.
pretty surprised to see that was on your list last time.
This makes me very happy.
It's my number 10 last
For some
time.
reason, I was thinking that
Was it this?
neither one of you were going to have it on there. I'm like, oh gosh, that's
15.
sad.
Yeah.
This time.
No, I
I'm
love it.
glad.
We recently just played it again, like you said, in one of the previous videos, and I was like, oh man, it's so great to play this game. Even if there is, some element of like memorization or predictability to some of the hands, that are coming through, but I just always have a really fun time, especially if the miso soup's in there. That's my favorite, so.
I know that one's your favorite.
I know, and it's so bad because everyone knows it is, and so then they know that I'm probably gonna take the miso.
The thing about it is, though, when you think
I
about
try
it,
not to though.
they know how much you like it, so they may be less likely to take it because they also don't want to waste a card.
That's true.
So it's kind of an advantage you might have on the
It
field.
did not work for me last time though.
No, it did not.
My dang brother kept taking my miso.
But to be fair, it didn't work for him either.
That's true. We did
Help
nothing
everyone
but
else.
play each other.
Playing each other. Weren't even playing the game.
So that is my number 9.
Awesome pick.
Great pick, Maggie.
I thought so.
Okay, I think this is the first one I've had that was in the same spot as it was
Ooh.
last year. Number 8 here.
I have
It's
not had
still
one yet.
number 8. Yeah, I hadn't had one until this point. And it is a game that Michaela really disappointed me as to where her placement of it was.
No,
I understand we haven't played it as much, but I still love it. Got those upgraded bits for it, and that is Quacks of Quedlinburg. Now, this one's one that I've actually been craving to play because we haven't played it in so long.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't use like the expansions or something, I'm definitely up for giving this one a go again because we haven't gotten it to the table, and I just love the clattering of the upgraded bits. Yeah, it's an awesome push your luck game. That's something I really enjoy. Gives that gambling factor to the game of just seeing what you can do, hoping that they come out in the order you want, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be the white cherry bombs or garlic, whatever they are, are just going to keep coming out right off. Bam, 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 bam. It does seem like sometimes you just have those games where no matter how many other chips you put in there, the white ones just keep coming out.
I swear I manifest them out of there because it's.
Spend those 2 hard-earned rubies to refill your flask, and then first thing you gotta do is that 3 white. It's like, well, I guess
Game's over.
goodbye.
Yeah, and then sometimes someone loads your bag with double the amount of whites
Okay,
you're
that
supposed to have.
happened one time.
And you
And
just
that's not my fault.
It's crazy because it actually took me multiple rounds to realize this. Just once I saw,
2.
I think it was when I finally saw 2 3s, and I'm like, okay, now something is definitely wrong here. I shouldn't. So I think it was
Somebody's
3
got
rounds
some
in before I
splaining to
realized.
do.
But I was just thinking, wow, I am just not lucky this time. It's not working, and there might have even been a round where I had too many 2s come out. So,
Oh, I lost in 1 pull. Someone drew a 7 on here.
No, it's a great game, and it'll probably be
It is.
talked about again.
It is a fantastic game. My number 8 is a crossover with Mac,
Ooh.
although it has dropped a little bit for her.
Oh no.
Not sure where it was on her list. This is a space-themed game. Space Base.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Space Base. I love rolling the dice, gaining benefits on everyone's turn. Something that's not really used much since even Catan, I guess, is the other one that stands out in my head.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I think that's the only one. Being able to upgrade your sectors. Do you want to upgrade your lower ones so that they get rolled more often, or your higher ones to get way better benefits? And do you save your money and get a really powerful guard, or you just spend a lot of money every turn and just stack your whole thing?
Right.
It's just so many different paths you can go. Although you say there's not really that many paths, I guess you are always going for victory points. Although, unless you go for that instant win card, then you're not. So there are 2 paths to victory in
Yeah.
this game. I'm excited, even though that Saga expansion wasn't that exciting to play through, and I feel terrible for the one exciting game that we did play without you. But I think the stuff that it added was really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to the second one as well.
We've got to rip up that card though that was misused during the tournament. It's gotta go.
Why?
It's evil.
Everyone could have gotten it.
Evil.
I know. Oh man.
It is what it is. Yeah, I like that where you're always getting something. Well, I shouldn't say you're not always getting something, but you have the potential to get something on other people's turns. That's always fun. Keeps you engaged in what's going on, even when it's not your turn. Yeah, that's great about that game. I think just my experiences of trying to go big or go home just have never paid off, and I just wish once they would.
Maybe you got to give it one more try.
One more try.
It's gotta go for the win instantly.
I don't even try to do that. I just try to get some other big things at the end.
But I think that's a 12, isn't it?
Almost never comes up, and then the games that I do, just like 1 through 6s, then all of a sudden, 11. Like, oh, the time I don't go for it.
That's how those work, though. Isn't
It
that
is.
crazy?
It is.
All right. My number 8, I really struggled with deciding where to put this
Oh
one.
my gosh.
Because it's so good, but it's hard to compare it to other games, and I don't have that many playthroughs with it under my belt, and it's just kind of one where I'm in love with it, and I don't know if I'm infatuated or if it's real true love.
Wait a minute, is this new to your list?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Thought maybe my commentary would hint
no.
it to you.
Oh.
A little bit. It's not directly,
Oh.
but it is Obsession. And so I just really didn't know where to put this one because in these top 10, as we've kind of said already, they kind of fluctuate. These games I consider to be the ones that I am willing to come to the table to, whatever. And so I feel like Obsession right now is exactly that, an obsession for me. And I just love the hand.
You too. Your puns.
I love the hand management of it. It's so tight, but like it's great. I enjoy the challenge of it. And then that in combination with using your workers and the tile placement, it's just chef's kiss. I love it.
I was hoping you'd like it, but I was a little worried because
Yeah.
I knew it was on.
I felt
got
a
it
lot
for
of
you.
pressure to like it because
knew it was
he
on
got
the
it for
heavier
me.
side.
But no, I love it. It's great. And the theme, I think it's overall the theme is so
The thing comes through. too.
relevant that it makes it,
I love all the cards that have like a description of the person.
Mm-hmm.
So and so is a nasty witch of a person. It wasn't quite like that, but
okay.
it is writing similar to that,
Similar,
which
yeah.
it gives me
Yeah.
warm chuckles.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just really love this game. I feel like it could be much higher on my list. It's just hard to place these ones. But for it being brand new and only playing it 3 times, 8 is probably a safe spot to put it.
Wow, that is amazing.
I know.
It's
I felt
amazing.
so much pressure and like I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and we played it and I was like, this is awesome.
That's good.
It'll be.
It helps that I think I've won all 3 games. No, you won the second one, I think, by like 1
I
point.
might have. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if hopefully the expansions will be good too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
If not, base game's great.
Yes.
Yes, it is. That is true.
Agreed.
Okay, now we're to my 7. And I actually told a lie earlier about Champions of Midgard being the one that came, or was not on my list last time.
Oh.
To hopefully make Pepper think
I
that
was
this game...
thinking, I was like, is it really not there?
to get Pepper thinking. Michaela has
Like,
no
maybe
clue
he's
what's
lying.
going on, but I knew I could get Pepper if I said that. And it is the game with the theme that I didn't think I'd like, and I was being like, Pepper, what are you thinking?
He doubled my number 14. That son of a gun.
Number 7, Cthulhu, Death May Die.
Oh.
Wow.
The time we made the last top 50, I would have never, ever in a million years guessed.
A Cthulhu game's gonna be in my top
I
10.
bet Cthulhu, Death May Die is gonna possibly be in my top 10 next year. If anyone would have said that to me, I would have been like, are you crazy? I will put money against that. But no, this one's just so much fun. It's just
It is.
a fun game. It's crazy because this isn't really typically my style of game, because I usually like the Euro games and kind of that type of thing. This one's just a dice chucker, and like you said, you're running around the rooms and the monsters are going on you. Sometimes you're on fire, and you're starting rooms on fire. Just crazy stuff is
That
happening.
sounds
And you're getting more and more chaotic as it goes on. And I remember the play that we played of this,
Oh.
where you
handed over
you
that.
you had brought all the monsters with you, and I handed off whatever grenade thing or whatever it was.
We
to
had
you.
did we have like 2? We had 2 items that could like explode
Yes.
or something. So I ran by, bringing everyone with me.
Yeah,
Took that from you. Ran into the next room. Blew them all up.
including I think you killed yourself
And killed myself, too.
but you blew up all the monsters.
Is that
all
a
the
win?
baddies. Huh?
Is that a win?
I don't remember if that won us the
if-
game or
if
if
a
it
char-
got us close.
I think you then had to still fight the big bad.
Yeah, probably. But no, that was
But yeah, that cleared it up quite a bit.
those type of moments happen in the game, and yeah, it's just really fun. You start rolling a lot of dice too,
Yes.
which is I really love. Yeah, Cthulhu Death May
Yeah,
Die. That's
crazy.
why I've got to try Return to Dark Tower, because
That is
who
crazy.
knows? It could be top 10 game, and I
Crazy.
just don't even know it. It could be this year's 50 list. I would have never ever guessed it would be on the next year's top 10.
Nice.
Wow. There's going to be room once Death May Die pops out back with Dwellings and After the Empire.
It might be a little bit of hotness, but it's really
I
solid.
can't believe it.
You're
I'm
switching him over from
I'm
a Euro gamer to an Ameritrash gamer.
the dark side.
Yeah, I still can't believe. From that first impression that we did, and I think you gave it like a 10 or something, I can't believe it. Still in disbelief. It's in your top 10. It's crazy.
I was shocked because I was thinking you would have it higher than I did. Then once you said it, I'm like, Doesn't mean that I like it more than him, but
It
Yeah.
could be
It's-
higher, but I've just not played it. We've taken a little break from it. But now we got that expansion. Got to get back into it.
Oh boy.
My number 7 is much smaller than that. Just a card game, although it does have a little pretty long board that you put out in the middle.
Ooh.
It's a 2-player only game.
No way.
A Reiner Knizia game.
Oh man.
Ark Nova.
Yes. Lost Cities. Crossover with Mac.
This is why we
Just a-
haven't gotten it back.
You got to get your own copy.
I know.
Probably
Uh,
not
it's-
that expensive.
It's just, I think it's just the multiplication.
If we get to 200 followers, Zach will buy me Lost Cities. Not you guys, just me.
Oh, he's gonna have to buy it anyway.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, I think it's just the multiplication, just getting one of those good cards, laying it down. You have 2 handshakes there. That's 3 times 10 points. That's 30 points. And that was the 8th card in the stack, so that's a bonus 20 points. And possibly also getting negative 30, 40 points in one of the piles. I just love the scoring in the game. It's so simple. I love the hand management. Not quite as tight as something like Arboretum, but still pretty tight. Trying to keep cards from your opponent and also maybe push your luck a little bit and wait to get more cards because you have to play in ascending order. So if you play that 7 now, you can't play the 6 that you might pick up from the deck next turn. So I just love this game. Been playing it on BGA. It's just so good. I couldn't deny it. It was my 14 before. It's doubled.
Double.
Nice.
Yeah, this one didn't make my list, but yeah, I've played it a ton. It's, like I said, probably my most played of the last year, on, especially from BGA. I think at one point I was even in the top 100 on the leaderboard for whatever that was there.
You poor man.
But yeah, I feel like I play so much differently than I originally did. Now I
yeah.
play so fast and loose with all the
yeah.
cards and just throw handshakes all over the place, and it's crazy. I don't know what didn't Tom Vassell
It's
say
like you go for maybe 2 of them or something.
No.
We go in like pretty much every color.
I'm gonna play it all.
Boy, I don't think I'd be well matched if I played either of you now, because I think it's been a while.
We're
So-
We're number 1 and 2 in
I
the world on BGA.
That's what it's sounding like. Jeez. My number 7 is a crossover with one that Zach mentioned already in our top 10. And this is just a great game. I really enjoy it. It's heavily card driven. And like Zach said, it's just strictly an engine building game. And so it is a wonderful world and a wonderful game. So it was 5 last year, but it's just moved up to 6 or to 7 this year. So still a really great game. I love it so much.
If you
Bring
could
it to the
describe
table.
this game with like a hand gesture, what would that be? Just
Hand
some gesture.
gesture.
Just like a
Oh my god.
Give it the
smooth.
chef's kiss.
I cannot do this anymore.
I'm
Crazy.
kind of sad that and Furnace, neither of them did make my list. They're both so solid, so good, but I just hadn't played any of them in a while.
Well,
So good.
you come
Probably
here.
deserve it.
I feel like we play Wonderful World. I feel like gets to the table quite frequently around here. So
Mhm. Yeah, probably one of our most played games. But it deserves it.
our
Masterpiece.
gaming group really likes it too. So I think that definitely.
Yeah.
So that gets us to number 6.
Another brand new game. He's lying again.
That
Return to Dark Tower on number 6.
Cthulhu Death May Die was actually my highest jump from off the list onto it. So yeah, but this number 6 was actually the game we gave away last year
Oh.
during our top 50.
Oh,
It was number 30 last year. It was jumped up quite a bit. This was on the 10 by 10 as well, and it's just gotten better and better with more and more plays. Aging like a fine wine, and that is Everdell. So yeah, this is a worker placement game. You got the big old Evertree. I mean, that's definitely needed in the game. Doesn't just take up a ton of room and block
Yes.
people from seeing.
Cast some
Where
shade.
else could you set meeples and cards?
Right. That's
Nowhere
really
else.
Especially when you get the wooden one. It's even.
I feel like it adds
Yes.
to the theme.
It does.
It
It
does.
gets it. It does.
It does.
I like it, but
Don't
a lot
hate
of people do not like it.
I can understand. It is
I get-
difficult to see the cards
Yeah.
from
We
way-
luckily have a big enough table that you
Yeah.
can kind of
Yeah.
set it here, and then
You're not usually
Not-
playing with too many players, so no one's going to be like behind the tree or
Yeah.
right,
anything.
right. So
It'll have to be a phrase when you can't see something on a table.
Behind the
You
tree.
need to
You're
see.
behind the
You're
Evertree?
behind the Evertree.
peering from behind the
TM.
Evertree. But no, Everdell's solid. I backed the Kickstarter all in, so
Oh
yeah,
boy.
I can't wait to try all of that stuff. We did try Spirecrest once now,
Yeah.
and I really liked what that added. So I'll be interested to see what else is going on. What animal did I end up riding during that?
A moose. Didn't you get the moose? And I got the.
Yes, what was his name? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Gunther.
Gunther
Do
the
they
Moose.
come with names? They come with names.
They do have
don't they?
names. Yeah, I don't remember, but
Yeah, and
Yes.
I was on the wolf.
on-
Mickey
on a
the
saddle
Moose.
on that, so
Yeah.
very awesome game.
This is a good game. Good game. My number 6 is another small card game like Lost Cities, even smaller.
Even gamier.
This is just in one of those little
Even card.
cardboard boxes.
Does
A
it
deck of
have a
cards.
chameleon?
It has a chameleon. This is Coloretto. This is one of the games that our mother will play, and she loves it. I think it's probably her favorite game, so I think that has definitely pushed it up, just having access to play that anytime. It's also on VGA. I've played it once or twice on there, but
Mhm.
love the colors in the game, love the artwork. It's just so cute. We even all did our rankings of our favorite colors. I think yours was brown because it had a little hint of green leaves in there. Mine, I can't decide between purple and red. I don't know. Did you? No, you weren't there.
I was not involved
She was
in that.
not present.
Although
I
you
would say the
don't-
red one is cute.
You don't like it as much. What shocks me?
Yeah.
That does shock me. I don't think
That's
the other
very
one's on the list either.
I just, yeah, I don't know.
It's a great game.
It is
It's
really
a
good.
phenomenal game. You're kind of in. I played 2-player mostly, and in that one you have 3 stacks that you can draw and play cards. You're trying to get sets of as many of particular colors, sets of colors that you can, and in 2-player, 1 stack can hold 1 card, 1 2, 1 3, so that really changes it up from higher player counts where everybody can get 3 cards. So you're like, I drew one that my opponent likes. I'm going to put that in the 1.
Right.
Type of thing. It's just really good, really quick. I love the game.
Mhm.
That was up 13 spots from
Wow.
19.
I was wondering if it was even on your list last year.
Nice.
It's a good game.
Cool. Well, my number 6 was 9 last year, so she moved up a little bit, and I think that's because I think we recently played it, and I just fell in love with it all over again.
Six.
The hand management. The cards are just amazing, and that is Ethnos.
Ooh.
So, I love it. You can mix and match factions. You can. I'm not it's hard for me because the struggle of winning the region or the area, whatever, is hard for me. But it's so fun and challenging to try. And sometimes you get good cards, and sometimes you don't. And you just make the best of what you got. And
Yeah.
I think that just makes it really fun for me.
Yeah.
It's a great game, and hopefully they can reprint it and add
Yeah.
a ton of races to it.
I was gonna say this one needs something that gives it just a little bit of juice, gets it back in the minds. But it was on my top 52, so it is a great game.
I think so.
Oh boy,
Top 5.
getting into the top
Get
5 now. Oh man, and this one was number 17 for me last year.
Ooh, jumper.
It's moved up because we did
Moving
play
on
it.
up.
Although I think it was only once, maybe twice. This one, there's a reason why it's number 5. And we haven't mentioned this man's name in a little bit, but we've mentioned him all top 50. And his name's Bruno Catala. And it's 5 tribes.
Wow, this climbed that much after years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Climbs.
Our last play just reminded me how great the game is. And I just need to give it the respect it deserves, getting it up on my list.
Nice.
It's just, it's an awesome game. I don't know. It just all works together so well, even though it's
a masterpiece.
Picking up the meeples, placing them out, getting that action from those different types. That's what really got me excited about those expansions. So hopefully, those will be good and get us. It's just sad that. Well, Michaela hasn't really played it in a long time.
I played it
so
one
maybe,
time
but,
6 years ago.
I don't know if you like bidding as much.
You played this one time?
Mm-hmm. Maybe twice. That
As we said,
I can't.
you have terrible first experiences with games that feature camels. So you gotta give it another shot.
Come on, Mike, you gotta give it some more shots.
I feel like I've grown a lot in board gaming that I'd be able to understand it now, but if I remember correctly, it's just kind of a game where the mechanisms aren't ones that I'm usually aligned to. So
There's a little bit of analysis paralysis on this game, but
yes,
hey, I still love it.
It's the longest playthrough we've ever filmed.
I really love it.
nice. All right, Jess.
Yeah, it is great. It is great. Equally great to my number 5. Which I guess is saying something since 5 Tribes was my 13. My number 5 is a 3-way crossover with excellent upgraded bits. It is Quacks of Quedlinburg. This is everything bag building should be. It should be push your luck. It should be all about the bag. It should be Orleans. Okay, what actions will those let you take? All about the bag. All about the bag.
All about the bag.
The edge of your seat moments, every chip you pull. Am I gonna bust? Am I gonna lose it all? Am I not gonna be able to buy a chip?
Am I not
Am
going
I
to be able to
get
feed my
points?
children? In the game, I imagine that I have kids, and I need to feed them. And it all matters on what I pull out of the ingredients.
Yes.
Interesting.
There's just, and the ingredients, there's so many. There's so many. I guess apparently there's set ones that you're supposed to use together, did we discover lately? But we just randomly choose, usually.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the expansions, which is great. It adds just a little extra things in there that you can use, and the Alchemist expansion adds quite a bit, but it also adds a lot of those cards that you can put into the regular game, which is a must-have, and I even like the Alchemist board as well, but that does add a lot to the game, so I could see playing without that sometimes, but I really loved each of the expansions, all the variability, edge of your seat, push your luck, goodness. It's great. And it's one that I was dreading just based on the name. I got it for your birthday, and I'm like, Quacks of Quedlinburg, that sounds so stupid. I was much more excited for Scoville that we had gotten him, and I don't think that's going to appear on any of our lists.
One was a winner,
I was wrong.
and one was not.
Although that does have good bits, too.
Good pepper bits.
All
For
right.
pepper.
Number 5 for me is we almost crossed over. We're just one number off here on this one. So my number 5 is Everdell.
I was thinking 5 Tribes. What?
No,
5 tribes.
no, we're on 5. I'm on 5. It's my number 5. So like Zach said, it's just a really, really great game. It's so cute. I love the cards. I love how the cards work and the tightness of it. And, you know, it was on our 10x10 and I just got so much better after playing it. 10 times. And so it's one that I'm really happy to continue playing even after the 10 by 10. So I can see why it's a very popular game, and I'm very glad that we have it in our collection. So
It's a really good game.
Yeah.
Oh, those berries. Squishy berries.
I remember unboxing it and just being like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a board game.
But I know I'm not gonna like it.
And the first play, I was like, what is this game?
Yeah,
You definitely have to.
The first play is.
You have to play it a few times.
Yeah,
because-
I was like, did not.
And what, right away you start with 2 workers. So it's like feeling like,
like,
okay, I'm supposed to build 15 cards. I don't see any way this is gonna
Exactly.
happen.
I'm like,
You're
I
at
can-
15 cards. Says, I gotta get rid of some of these. I want to play these.
Right? Yeah, I feel like it's a game that I don't even really win all that much because I
feel like
love that
yeah.
efficiency thing where you're trying to just keep taking turns, turns.
He's like,
And I
keeps
get to the
going.
point where I'm in it must be the fall season, and I've already filled up my city stupidly. And then I leave myself pretty much nothing to do, and all the good stuff's already taken for the next season.
Get some berries for the tiebreaker.
But there's something about it. I just can't figure it out in my head, but I just love it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very unique game arc.
Mhm.
I think to anything.
And it's brand new to my list this year, so
Wow, what
Cult of the New.
hotness.
Number 4.
Ooh, number 4. Not so much Cult of the New. It's one that was on the list last year. And it was number 5 last year. So it's moving on up. I don't know why. I think just really love the game. And it's a game that I don't believe is on either list. I was thinking maybe a different version of this game might be on your list, but now at this point I don't think it will be.
Version.
And you haven't played the different version.
I don't-
And you don't
I'm
like this
lost.
one as much as I do. It is very card driven. You're building out, putting some tiles out. It's rated very highly on Board Game Geek. Very highly.
just about every game in the
Oh,
collection.
yes.
Terraforming Mars! We're going to
Oh.
space, baby!
Baby.
You know, this is one, ever since I played it the first time, I just wanted to get back to playing it again, and just every play since then has been a great experience for me. Just the way the cards work. I know one of your not so liking about it is that, like, sometimes you've already, like, gone past requirements and stuff, so cards can be worthless. I don't know that it's enough
It's
to be...
not that big of a deal. That's what I can find.
But yeah, it maybe might not be the best looking game. You can definitely get some upgraded versions, pay more, whatever for
Slot
The
Bonacore.
3D.
yeah, get some 3D terrain and stuff or
Might
3D.
have to get you that.
Me?
Yeah.
We don't own the game though.
Might have to get you the full game and the 3D components for $500. No, I don't know how much it is.
But yeah,
Surprised me.
it's a really great game. You guys just don't give it the respect it deserves. But it's just
Rude.
it's every time I play it, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome feelings.
I'll have to play it more. I have the app. I should try it.
It's another one of those efficiency ones, I believe.
And lasting longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good pick.
Good pick.
My number 4.
Good pick.
I think. Let's see. This was your number 4 last year. Of course, it's dropped
Oh.
out of that. And it was my number 11 last year, so we just kind of.
Flip flop
This
it.
is After the Empire.
Ooh.
Oh, that tower defense. It's just so fun. It's so unique. The components are phenomenal. Again, the greatest card backs in all of gaming. That stained glass. It's just so good, and it's so... It can attack you. It can slap you up, beat you up pretty good. But it's also very forgiving. And any resources that get knocked off your walls come back into your supply so that you can build up next time.
Mhm.
And I think that alone puts it here. Because otherwise it would just be too harsh and just too crunchy, I think, if it didn't do that.
Mhm.
I just
I'd agree.
love After the Empire.
It's a great pick. It's an awesome pick. Michaela doesn't share similar feelings.
I'm glad you like it. Because it's a very well produced game. For the
There we
most
go.
part. For the most part. Whew, boy. We're on 4, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I really was not sure if who was going to say this game first. And so I think I was wrong in thinking that I wouldn't be, but I am.
Wow.
So I'm saying
Zach,
it
you didn't
first.
put this.
I'm saying it first. It was my 2 last year. It's my 4 this year, and it is Tapestry.
Wait,
So.
you didn't think that? You thought that one of us would say this 1st?
Hmm. You guys have a lot of games you've been obsessed with lately, like Cthulhu and stuff. So I was like, maybe. It's been a while since you played Tapestry, but
Number 4, Mac.
you know, I don't have anything bad to say about this game.
Number 4 of all time.
I know.
We're just like, I'm so sorry that this dropped down
I
2
know.
spaces.
It's killer. It's killer because it is just such a great game, and I really enjoyed the puzzle that it is. I just would say that there are other games recently that I've found to enjoy more, that maybe aren't the same length of time that Tapestry takes, and I think that maybe is just what kind of pushed them up and Tapestry a little bit down. So
Trying to think of these 3 games you have left. I think I got 2 of them.
I've
And I
got 2
think
of them
there's
as well. and I
Another
don't know-
one, but I don't know if she said it. I didn't think she said it, but I don't know if it'd be this high.
I can only think of 2, and it's another. It is one that I can't
I
remember
feel
if she said.
like
Yet or
I feel
not.
like I'm so obvious in my top 10. So
I guess this is why we have you going last, because you got the shockers.
apparently,
do have the
apparently, so good old Tap.
That's a good pick.
They do
Might
not
have
agree
dropped
with
off
me,
the list. I don't know.
but I am nowhere near your guys' level of a player when it comes to Tapestry.
Yes, when we cheat to get record high scores.
He told me about that. I was like, my God.
Turns
We
out
may have been cheating a little bit.
I was like, even I know that rule.
Well, that's why we need you to play it with us. But then we get to our number 3. My number 3 was number 3 last year. And it's a 3-way crossover now. You guys said this far too early. And I wish you guys would play it
Yeah,
some
we
more. And not just let the game fly away, because it's Wingspan.
I'll play it with you right after this video if you want.
Okay, I am ready for a play of it, because I haven't played it in a
Got
while.
that in writing.
Man, I feel bad for him. He really loves this game, and we cannot get it to the
Got
table.
the neoprene mats for it. I was like, they liked. I mean, I never thought you guys liked it as much as I did.
It was my
Um,
number 1 at one point.
That's true. But yeah, at the time of when I got the mats, I didn't think you guys liked
Yeah,
it
we
as
cooled on it a
you
little
cooled
bit.
on it.
Yeah.
But I still thought it'd get played a little bit more than it has been since we got those.
It is ridiculous, because that felt like that was going to be a staple of the collection.
Mhm.
Like, just going to be played like every month at
Right.
least.
And I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that there wasn't an expansion for it last year after 2 years of expansions. I don't know if that would have done
I
it.
don't
but
think that's it.
No, I don't know.
I don't think Michaela's like, God, I wish they'd release more content, then I could
I
play
know
this
she-
game.
I know she's told me before that she's sick of seeing all the same birds, and she just wants to
True.
see some more birds from different countries, preferably. That's what she's told me, but I don't know.
Big Bird expansion.
Yeah, she wants this big bird from Sesame Street. That's what she's hoping for. But no, Wingspan is
You
a
got
great,
me.
amazing game.
It's phenomenal.
The artwork is awesome. It's some of my favorite artwork in a game. Snowmare Games usually is always on point with artwork, and this one's no exception on that. Yeah, I just love the way the cards can combo together. Sometimes you don't get the best thing. I would say the only thing is I can see how sometimes it's like, I'd like to kind of get more birds or whatever, but if you're actually trying to get the highest score and try to win the game, that might not actually make sense to
Yeah.
do
I
that.
know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
I feel like
with
there
the
are
game.
like red herrings in that game where it's like you want to do certain things, but it's like no. That isn't going to get you any points at all. Don't even bother going for the bonus at the end of the round. Like, just don't.
Right.
Just
But-
play your game and call it a day.
Yeah. There's definitely some of those points where it's like, I'd really like to play this bird, but then I need an egg first, so I need to take the take eggs
Uh-huh.
action, and then I can play the bird. But by then, I could have just taken this other action twice and gotten that many points or more.
And I
So I
cannot
can
do
see
that analysis.
why that could be, but
Yeah.
I still really love the game.
I know you do.
And
It's great.
yeah, it was just
So
one of those things where it was one that I was excited for, but it was like very, very hard to find for a while. And that was when we first went to
That's right.
local game store. Was that, and I saw it sitting there on the shelf. I think there
He was
was
like,
light shining
"No
down from
way."
the heavens upon it. And not only was it there, but it was like well priced. And I'm like,
Yes.
people are selling this game for twice this on like eBay and stuff right now. But no, I still have that copy. I never did just take it and sell it, but I'm just shocked that no one else did that or something.
Right.
So
You still tried to get it down a little bit. The
yeah, I
price.
still tried to get a. Yeah, is there any way you could do this? He's like, I've never met you.
Lols.
Well, you're gonna know me now that I've been in here.
It's a great game. It's a game that every time I play it, the love comes right back.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3, although also Quacks, was the first game on my list that is the same spot. It was 5 last year, 5 this year. My number 3 is the only game in this top 10 list. Well, I guess I'm not going to spoil anything. My number 3 is Dwellings of Elder Vale. Oh, here comes the apology tour. Why it's not number 2 anymore.
It's not as hot as it once was.
But once. It was pretty hot. Or how does the song go? But once I was hot, good as I ever was.
Toby Keith's song.
I ain't as good as I once
It ain't as
was,
hot as it once was.
but I was
But
good,
it was good once.
as
it
I
never
ever was.
Yes.
That is Dwellings of
That
Elder
song
Vale.
is everything you need to know about Dwellings.
But yeah. When you put in a couple $100, you get a dang beautiful product. With wonderful storage trays, which actually didn't cost anything extra. I think that was base game. I don't know if it still will be, but it was at that time. Probably the best storage trays we have. The upgraded wood components, the metal coins, the monster minis, the sound bases, the meeples. The meeples are base game as well. The meeple hats, beautiful colorful tiles, thick cardboard.
Dragons, wizards.
And then the gameplay is so streamlined.
Mhm.
Just either put someone out on the map or pull them all back. And it's the unique abilities of all the factions. They're just so good. They all just feel game breaking. It's so good. I can't believe you let this go out of your top 10. And
I
after
know.
the Empire. It's like those two. The epic games.
I know.
But Death May Die made it so you're clear. Oh, it's
Made up
so
for
good.
it.
Nice.
Dwellings is just so good.
It is.
So good. Can't wait
So
for the
good.
expansion.
So good. So good. All right. My number 3 was actually number 4 last year, so just whooped up a spot. And I think that's because it was on our 10 by 10, and I think Zach talked about it in one of the previous videos, but it was so good. Every time we played it, I was just there, man. Living. I loved it. It's great. I had multiple players, at 2 players. It's an OG that has
It's a
stood
classic.
the test of time, and that is Lanterns, the Harvest Festival. So
I forgot you didn't. I thought you already said this one.
I have not. So nope. She's great. I love her.
It's a good game. It is a really good game. Really beautiful game. Probably
It
the
is.
first beautiful game that we had.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah. It's a great choice. That's why it was on my list
so-
too.
I really wanted to make that in my top 50, and maybe I did. We'll see.
It could be. Trying to think. So we're in our top 2s now, right?
Yeah. I can't even think of another game for you. I mean, I've got I've got one game, I think, but I don't know about the other one. I've got one guess right now.
Okay.
Don't even think about doing what you're thinking about doing. Zach.
I can't. Please, the second one.
I could make it more of a mystery for her, but my number
Alright.
2 was number 16 last year,
Oh man,
so it's moved up into that second spot.
my gosh.
It was also my number 1 game of last year. New to me.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's
What's
one that you already mentioned.
Really?
Pepper has not mentioned.
Oh, really? I'm surprised. That's true. I was waiting for this one. So,
Maracaibo. Oh, Mr.
forgot about it.
Fister.
Okay. No hype. You actually love it this much.
I
Number 2
really
of
do.
all time.
it's good.
I really love it.
It's
Okay,
good.
I gotta try it again.
It-
I gotta try it
Just
again.
that rondel going around to the different actions,
It takes
putting
a
out
couple
your
of
people,
games, I think.
putting out your people to get special actions at different locations. I think I've said it multiple times, but that is just something that it's even more special than like I said in Lords of Waterdeep, where you're adding new areas that people can go to. I think it's even more special than that when you have your own little guy at a specific island and you stop there and you have the option to take that special action. I just really love how that works.
Yeah.
It is surprising since it is so high that I haven't played with that story mode or whatever it is exactly, but just the game as is that awesome.
I think it's just because we have a challenge going on, our alphabet soup one. So.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, makes it hard to play.
But no, it's an awesome game, and I don't know, really. Now that on BGA there's the Great Western Trail, I really need to try that to see.
Yeah.
Because I don't. That one's ranked higher on Board Game Geek than Maracaibo, but I think recently I have seen a few people say that they didn't like Great Western Trail, but they had previously said they liked Maracaibo, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
We will. Wow. It's crazy. Crazy.
It's an awesome game, and I love the color of the board. It's an awesome blue that they use. Makes you feel like you're...
Yeah. I mean, I hated it. I couldn't even complain about it being dull or dull looking, no color, because it did have it.
Mhm.
And little ships.
Yes.
My number 2 was my number 3 last year. They just kind of swapped my 2 and 3. This is a 3-way crossover.
Ooh.
Can you think of it?
Yep.
Bunny Kingdom.
Oh, no, I can't think of it.
What were you thinking?
I thought he meant in the top 10, which would have
Oh,
made it
no.
It's a Wonderful World.
Oh, I see.
No.
No, not that trash. Wow. I mean, not that.
Get him off the table.
No, that's great.
Kidding.
You do trash cards in that game.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
all I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Bunny Kingdom, the production of this, I mean, just for base game, not Kickstarter deluxe nonsense. It's just so good. You get the bunnies, the purple bunnies, the pink
Yep.
bunnies, all the purple bunnies are from the expansion.
Yeah.
Phenomenal expansion, maybe the best expansion we have. One of, for sure, probably. Although there's a lot of good expansions. There's a great expansion for my number 1, too. I don't know which one I like more. We'll see. But yeah, I just love the card drafting in this. And it's different for 2 players, where you can kind of trash a card as well. And that, I don't know which I like more. It feels like you might have a little more, it's obviously a little more hate drafting in that way. But it feels better that way versus actually having to take the card yourself in the other versions.
Right.
But yeah, I just love that you get multiple cards per turn. It's not just like I get 1, hopefully I get more. It's like, no, you get 2 cards. And I think even, you get 3 cards? Did we? In one of the player accounts with the expansion? I think
You end up having
I think you do
starting
get-
one
I think
of
you
them.
might have actually gotten 3 cards.
I think you do
at a
get 3
time,
cards,
which
yeah.
is just ridiculous because they're going to be super powerful cards.
Yeah. That could be a little swingy if someone gets a
Yes.
bad starting
Yes.
hand and you got a good starting hand.
Oh, 3 unique resources. But yeah, and then, I mean, the base game is phenomenal and would be here no matter what. And then the expansion, just pumping it full of all those cards and making all the bad cards even better with that new scoring mechanism with kind of creating different groups on the map. So even the odd card can get you points and multipliers. It's just so good. It's such a beautiful game. Such a beautiful game.
It's an awesome game.
I did not know that Jesse liked that game so much. So
I was always like Dwellings of Eldervale. I'm like, oh, if anything's gonna become my new number 1 game, it's gonna be Dwellings of Eldervale. Always looking for the new game, and I'm like, maybe it's been here all along. Maybe it's been Bunny Kingdom.
It's like a romantic comedy
Not
movie.
quite yet.
Been here all along. Oh man, that's funny. Okay, so for my number 2, I really struggle because my 1 and 2 I feel like are super interchangeable because I love them both so much, and I would say that, I don't know, maybe my number
which one she going
2
with?
technically wins out the day, but it's maybe a little newer, and the number 1, you know, maybe has some newer things lately that I'm not totally digging, and I don't know, so I really struggle to pick one for this because I'm like, ooh, I don't know if
Roll the
I can
die,
make a decision. I don't know if I can make the decision, and it's rough. So
5 drives.
I don't know where we're gonna see these 2 next year, but I feel like they've solidified themselves in the top 2, probably. I would dare say top 5.
Until she goes back and plays 5 tribes.
I doubt it, but I'll put my number 2 as
She still doesn't know.
Red Rising.
Didn't know if she was gonna do
You
it.
feel the regret?
A little
After you did
bit. A little bit.
I didn't know if she was gonna change it.
I love this game. I'm so in love with it. It's the game I asked to play on my birthday. It's like when I get a chance to choose the game, I choose Red Rising. And I just really enjoy the card mechanism in this game. Like, there's always something you can do. Even if it's not great, there's something you can do. There's some way you can maneuver, you know, to do something. And I just love that. So much, and managing it, and it's just great. I love it so much. I know I'm probably like the odd one out on this, but it's just really, I love it.
I really like just trying to make your hand work and score those big amounts of points. Like a 40-point card, it just feels so satisfying when you can
Do it.
get that.
Yeah, I always like going for the unique sets of cards as well. I think that's, to me, the funnest part about it. Is just seeing your final hand and seeing what you got, what you can get from that.
It's just one big puzzle, and I just love how it comes together. So
So it's not on your list, Zach.
I'm
did not
like
make my
super
list.
disappointed that it's
Yeah.
not on.
I
his
remember
list.
last year.
like not even in the top like 41 through 50.
Last year, it was my 36th, and I remember you asked me, like, oh, where is this going to sit? And I said, I think it's pretty solid right there. And it dropped out. Sorry I lied to your face, Mac.
Yeah, it was one of those 51 to 60 for me.
Well,
really
it's
good
too bad because you get stuck playing it. So
It's a good game.
Oh, with Stonemeyer game as their number 2, I guess she's the number 1 Stonemeyer fan. It's settled.
I think I
Unless-
overall,
I shouldn't be wearing this shirt.
I think I overall have the most Stonemeyer games on my list. So,
You might, but I don't know if that counts for anything.
oh please.
Because I believe, well, all of our number 1s, I think, are going to be what they were last year.
Yep.
Yes.
We've got a crossover between me and Pepper of Tapestry.
Tapestry!
Someone likes
Probably.
Stonemeyer games.
Probably not a big surprise since we have a whole series dedicated to the game.
I've got 2 in my top 10.
That's true.
You got 2.
I got 2 in my top 3.
I only
Alright.
have 1.
Alright.
I have 3 total Stonemeyer and Garfield games in my whole list. It's crazy.
That is
That's like-
crazy.
A huge part of our collection.
It is a collection.
That is crazy. But no, Tapestry is an awesome game. You have it right there too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it's that far away in
Yeah.
number 4.
No.
So
It's phenomenal production. I mean, before we went over the top with some of our games, this was the best production that we had, and those minis still are some of the best.
Mhm.
The maps got that glaze on them. All the unique civilizations. I still haven't played them all. How many are there? Like 30.
yeah, 30 something.
Just countless combinations, different things to go. The newest expansion adds that new track, which I was like, there's no way that track can be any good. It can't match the rest of them. And now, I don't know, it might be one of my favorite tracks to go off. There's just so many points, even when you don't play it wrongly, like we did, and double the points, pretty much.
Right.
It's just so good, so good.
Yeah, I would agree. It does feel definitely different with that fifth track,
Yes.
though, I think. And I don't know if overall, if 5 tracks feels as right to me. I think that'd be the only thing. But I still like what the track does and what you can do with the track.
I would have liked
but
it if he added in a resource for the track.
Maybe.
That's the only problem I have,
Hmm.
which is not a negative thing. It's still my number 4. I just
No. And I still love the game, too.
well, obviously it's
but-
your number 1 of all time.
Yes.
We're still apologizing.
We're still apologizing for our thoughts on the game, but no, I agree. All the different civilizations, trying all of them, and with that new expansion, I think my favorite part of the expansion is probably the new maps and the different things you can do with those. Those are really awesome. That was something that I was probably looking forward to the most. I did want a track, but yeah, I do like what they did with the track for sure.
Yeah.
But it does feel like now that your limited resources feel even more limited.
Yes.
And
So
I
it does
wasn't
give it
good
a
at
different feel.
managing them to begin with.
Hmm. But no, it's just got so much good stuff going for it.
Yeah.
It's a solid game. Even though I can see how there are people that don't like it as much because there are a lot of things in it that are kind of very swingy. It
yes.
Makes me
May
so
not be the-
sad though, because it's such
so
a
balanced,
good
but
game.
Gives you those big moves, those
could
big epic
yeah,
moves.
that's just it.
So
That's what I
satisfying.
like about it, and that's why I don't know why people want it so balanced. Because it's like, well, then it's just going to feel like they're all the same.
In battle,
It-
there are no equals.
Exactly.
Well, it's just
It's
like
unmatched.
it's just like Psy, where the different combinations, and I mean, you can still win with a lower combination. You just have to play. Outwit, outlast, outplay.
There we go.
Hmm.
There's a video idea. Is Tapestry unmatched? Are they the same game? Or is it Survivor?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so good.
You guys
So
need
good.
to do another tap talk soon.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
It's
you
been
do.
a while. It's been too long.
Well, my number 1 is also the same as last year, and that is Cartographers. So it's just a map game where you play different polyomino shapes of different colors and try to reach different goals. And I say I struggled with this one just because we got some expansions, some different maps, and I'm not doing very good with them. Like, I cannot
Oh boy.
get them down. The heroes don't really work out
Like
well.
I hate expansions.
It's a little hard for me because I'm like, I really liked the base map. I liked that, and it was maybe a little repetitive, so I can see why we got some new maps, which is fine. It's just kind of like one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, maybe just certain maps I'm not going to be good at, or, maybe I just need to practice more, because we honestly haven't played with that many of the new maps. But it's my number 1 game of all time.
Yeah.
But you heard me kind of talking about Red Rising, and so I'm not sure if it's going to hold it long term here. But for now, I think it is still standing there. So
It is a great game.
Yeah, those Zapper, hide the newest new maps. Just got some in today.
we did, and I was like,
Hide them.
oh man,
Burn them.
oh man. But that's the thing, though, is you can always go back to the original and the base. So, I think that maybe we just need to go back to that once every now and again. We've been really obsessed with the new maps, and so I just sometimes think that we could pay homage to what it originally was sometimes. Because that's what I fell in love with. So
Yeah, that is a great pick.
Yes.
It's a great pick.
I'm glad it at least was in your top 50, because Red Rising wasn't at all. So
Yeah, that one was right there. You know, there's so many games that, oh boy, that I'd love to talk about even more.
I know. We're already at an hour.
Stick around and he'll give you his 51 through 100.
Real quick succession.
Right. But yeah, was there any game we did that added to our massive possible giveaway?
Could be our crossover number 1.
How many would it take?
That's kind of an expensive game.
5,000 subscribers.
There we go.
If we somehow go from 100 subs to 5,000,
We'll give away
we'll give away Tapestry along with our other possible ones that
Yes.
we'll named.
Did
at
we talk
different
about giving away
counts.
cartographers too at one point?
Yes. I think we've mentioned. I guess, should we reveal all the. I think it was.
I don't think we know.
I don't even know if we remember.
We just filmed all these videos back to back to back to back.
If you couldn't tell, we were wearing the same outfits. Jesse put on.
Hood, I got a little cold. Drinks disappeared.
Came in and out.
But, yeah.
Reappeared, changed.
But yes, we will have a video on it.
Possibly
Well.
multiple videos.
You should have been
keeping
sitting
you up.
here. It was like surround sound.
We could not have planned that better.
No.
But that concludes our top 50 of all time.
Yeah.
2020 not
20?
2022
We went back
edition.
in time.
We gotta restart this.
Thank you so much for watching. If you made it through this, not only this video, but our other 4, we super appreciate it and are interested in knowing if any of these games are in your top 50 or what your 1 through
top
10
10.
is. Yeah. So,
Who has the best top 10?
Yes. Feels like we had
Comment.
way less crossover this year than last
Yeah.
year.
It really did.
I think we're really starting to find our own now that the collection is like.
None of us agree with anything the other people say.
I wish they could see. There's just board games behind us. There's board games to the right of me. There's board games on the floor to the left
We're
of
looking
me.
forward to the next one.
They are everywhere, and I'm like, what of these games is going to be on the list next year?
Ooh, boy.
We're gonna have to. We might have to make a video and do some comparisons between this year and last year.
Yeah, I think that would be
Maybe.
good. We will have to do that. So we hope to see you on that video. But as always, don't forget to,
Keep on nibbling.
on all of our content,